I wrote this note to encourage people to seek God to help them find their spouses. I know with all my heart that if it's God's will for you to marry, if you beg Jesus to introduce you to your spouse, then He will, and in His perfect timing. If you are wanting a spouse but you haven't sincerely begged God within your heart to show you who you should marry, I say this in love, then you're being lazy about it and wasting time, because I know with all of my heart that if it's God's will for you to marry in this lifetime, and if you sincerely ask Jesus to choose your spouse, and if you ask Him to make it known to you who you should marry, and if you'll wait upon Him, then He will introduce you to your spouse and bring you two together in His perfect timing, and in His mysterious, beautiful way. I say this with a testimony to back these words up, because Jesus heard my cries as a sad and broken child who desired to find love, who desired to find my lifelong friend and spouse, and He sent my husband to me at an early age. Now, just so you know, God doesn't do this with everybody. He doesn't send everyone a spouse as early as He did with me, but I just want to share this part of my testimony with you as an example of a heart that asks God for love and, to get to know who their spouse is and how He answers that heart, regardless of their age, okay? This is just to show you that God even heard my heart cry as a small child. He answered me, so He will definitely answer you regardless of how old you are. Jesus hears the cries of the lonely regardless of their age. When I was just 6 years old, I remember seeing a movie of a man and a woman who were best friends. They fell in love, and I said within my heart, I want that. Jesus, I want a best friend of my own. I want that type of love. That was really the first time I remember having a deep understanding of love, how good it appeared, and how much my heart desired to be loved. Then by the time I was 12, I had been through a lot of pain in my childhood and wasn't in a safe environment, and I longed to be saved and loved. So that's when I sincerely started to begin seeking God about finding my soulmate, my lifetime friend, and my husband. I remember I would pour my heart out to Jesus day and night about how much I wanted love, and I asked Him if there was anyone out there for me. I remember saying something along the lines of, if there is someone out there for me, just for me, then please send him to me and save me from this place and this pain. I begged Jesus to send my husband to me. I would literally fall asleep crying into my pillow and wake up with swollen eyes from the pain that held my heart. My heart wanted love more than anything. Jesus heard my cries and sent my husband to me early at the young age of 13. The moment was supernatural and ordained by God. Jesus spoke into my soul and told me that I just met my husband. Nobody could have said anything to me to convince me any different. I knew that I just met my husband with all my heart. It was a special moment. It was a deep, deep knowing that God just planted within my heart. We became a couple 5 months later, and we were married 3 years later. His timing is different for every situation. So my point is, I am a witness that Jesus will answer the heart cry of the lonely. He takes the cries of a child's plea for love very seriously, just as He will hear your heart's cry too, if you sincerely beg God to choose your spouse and to bring you two together. Jesus will do this if you just wait upon Him. He will. Trust Jesus. Jesus cares for all you're going through, and He wants to teach you to trust Him by waiting upon Him to send you the perfect heart that He made just for you. Cry out to God. He cares for you. God bless.